Hi, this is the fifth part of the video, What is a Genetic Shift? Approximately 30 years ago, the angel Melchizedek, Dr. Malachi Z. York, taught us this chant. These words that have eems or eens and eens in them are coinciding with Aum or Mother Nature and its perfect tone, the eighth biorhythm of Mother Earth, so that you can re-intune yourself, enabling you to make contact with higher beings, the Anunnaki, and to reform and clear away the myths, superstitions, spooks, and legends within the religion of Abraham, whose wife is Sarah and son Israel, Hajar and son Ishmael, and wife Keturah. The Ain principle, or the Aum sound, has to come from three tones and sound coming from the throat like this. A'udhu billahi min al-shaytanir rajim. بأسم الرب الخلق الكريم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. There are 19 more verses to this chant. The sound rises from the throat to the tip of the lips. It flows to the center of the head and escapes from the ears. With the right amount of input, it will open up centers in the brain which will cause all your glands to vibrate on the frequency and put you on a station where there is information being broadcasted that you will pick up and receive telepathically. With this, the Etherians will speak directly to you in what steps to take, where to go when times get beyond repair. So yes, Dr. York is a disco singer, and added to that, a prominent, proficient, and affluent musician. However, this is where he is a master of 360 degrees of the physical. On the contrary, he is also has the ability to give you the proper tone and sound and spiritual information. Chanting in tones causes a deeper mental impression of your divine nature. The chanting acts to cleanse the heart, mind, and it sets up positive vibrations which calms the mind and awakens spiritual feelings. Chanting elevates the mind to lift it to transcendental levels. Now this is where he is a master of 360 degrees of the spiritual, making him a master of both the physical realm and the spiritual realm. 720 degrees of knowledge. He has the ability to give you the tone and the sound and direct you to the exotic matter that will move you into the next phase of the electromagnetic spectrum that allows the bioenergy field of your body to inherit a new electron and positron pair, and the blood circulatory system to inherit new magnetic lines of force that allows the ionized field around the blood cell to lose its proton electron-proton relationship to a new electron-proton-electron field, all of which is the prerequisite to enter Nibiru's atmosphere. Are you listening? With these jewels, you become matter with the property of a negative energy density, which has a gravitational attraction of less than 0. Unlike normal matter, which has a positive energy density. The platinum group, ruthenium, affects human DNA. When a single ruthenium atoms are placed at the end of a short strand of DNA, the strand becomes 10,000 times more conductive, a superconductor. And in turn, the double helix creates a highly conductive path along the axis of the molecule. So, monatomic ruthenium resonates and or vibrates with the DNA, dismantles the short length helix and rebuilds it correctly. It is known that both iridium and rhodium have anti-aging properties, while ruthenium and platinum metals in their monatomic high-spin state can activate the endocrine glandular system in a way that heightens awareness, perception, and attitude, in effect transform one mortal into Anunnaki, or to an extraordinary level. Now, think about all the years of preparation Earth's astronauts must endure before going into space. We too must perfect our being. This does not happen overnight. Fanaticism is not a part of real spiritual evolution. It is a hindrance. True spiritual evolution occurs in degrees. Over time, Nibiru departs in 2030. Are you listening? So that gives us 14 more years to evolve spiritually. The 103rd chapter of the Holy Quran states, Wa el-Asr, and the squeezing of the Enocyte's soul. It will be squeezed from his body. Surely this is the age when the insan or Enocyte are overcome by khusr, defeat, except for those who are faithful and amil, work to el-Solihat, perfect their beings, and are advocates of el-Haqq, the facts, and are advocates of el-Sabr, the patience. Mind you now, this is the disco singer's word-by-word translation. He is the 19th translator of the Holy Quran into English. The number 19 is the best at everything the Most High does. Everything in existence acquires its beginning from the all. His power and his greatness is reflected in the many facets of the number 19. These two attributes, al-awwalu, the beginning, which is the 72nd attribute, and al-akhiru, the end, which is the 73rd, shows all will eventually return to the Most High. For he did not need any source of help in the beginning, nor will he need it in the end. Holy Quran 57:3. This is why it is called supreme mathematics. There is no number that can be deciphered to surpass these two numbers, 1 and 9, because all other digital numbers fall between them. This shows you, once again, how all things are in between the hands of the Most High. When the Quran was revealed to Muhammad, the code of the number 19 was placed over it so that man would not tamper with it. The angel Gabriel knew that it was going to be poetry and equal up to 19. When you add up the numbers of all the surahs, chapters, plus the verses in every surah, plus the sum of the verse numbers for entire Quran, you come up to 346,199, which is 19 times 19 times 959. There are 29 initialized surahs which produce a total of 190,133, which is 19 times 10,007. Again, a multiple of the number 19. The amount added for the uninitialed surahs add up to a total of 237,785, which is 19 times 12,515. The order of the revelation and the subsequent arrangement by men were all a part of the great plan. So no matter how men try to arrange the sequence of the surah of the Quran, everything still falls under the code of 19. This is only a part of Allah's divine plan. So no matter Allah's divine plan. Now, people, what we seem to have forgotten is that the Nubians were raided in the 1600s by a man called John Hawkins. John Hawkins captured many Nubians in this slave trade. He went into the country of Sudan in the village of Nubia called the Nagla and came upon the Donqalawi tribe. They are also called Hadendawa tribe, which is from the Ashuric, Syriac, Arabic word Huda, which is the tribe of Judah. Hadendawa is derived from the Bija word Hadi, meaning master, and Endawa, meaning people, the master people. That's us, my Nubian people. The Donqalawi are the remnants of the Judahites and the Danites, who migrated and settled in Ethiopia and Sudan after leaving Jerusalem. If you notice, the Danakil plain is located in the northern part of the country, downwards from Jerusalem, across from Sudan. They settled in the mountains of Begendir and Simon, which border on the Sudan. When they moved into Ethiopia, they pushed some of the Etherians, who are the original inhabitants of Ethiopia, out from their homeland. They spoke Arabic and Hebrew and read both the Torah and the Quran. Are you listening, people? They were Muslims who kept the Sabbath and who bore the six-pointed star and crescent. In time, they moved up into Sudan and Nubia and mixed with the family of the Fatimids. Who were Nubians and became known as Dongolawi and Islamic Hebrews in the land of Nubia. They are a combination of Judah and the Danakil and the seed of Fatima, the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad, through her sons Hassan and Hussein, by way of her husband Amir al-Mu'minin Ali, the cousin and son-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad, the Lion of Allah, the defender of the faith. Out of this seed came al-Mahdi Muhammad Ahmed, the great-grandfather of Dr. York, the disco singer. The Nubians are a combination of the original Nubians and a man called Ibrahim al-Ja'ali, who descended from Muhammad's uncle al-Abbas. Ibrahim al-Ja'ali mixed his seed with the pale Russian Ottomans, producing Nubians. Thus, in the country of Sudan, you find a variety of features and faces identified with the so-called African American. So now, we have the original Nubians who live in Juba or Nub in southern Sudan, known as Dinka or Dinga. A lot of them are tall, dark-skinned, like Watusis. Then in the northern Sudan, in areas like Nubia, the mixed Nubians live with curly, wavy hair and aquiline features, dark brown to light skin, who vehemently look down on their original mothers and fathers, the Nubians. The word Nubian and Nubian is from the root word Nub, meaning inclined to brown or black. Nub was also an ancient deity that came down to earth thousands of years ago. There were two other major tribes brought here to America, the Ja'aliyya and the Shaqiyya. These mixed people, the Nubians, are known as the Khatmiyya tribe and the Sanusi, both of the Ja'aliyya tribe. The Ja'aliyya have round features. They live in the Adbara confluence between the Sabaluqa Gorge in the Sudan. The Sudanese, who are now Arabicized, don't consider themselves Africans, but rather Arabs, who are a combination of Moors, Turks, Hindus, etc. The mixture of Ja'aliyya and Dongolawi is Shaqiyya, who have long features. This does not include the many tribes that are genetically different in hair texture and skin color, as well as stature, which were raided. John Hawkins lived amongst the Hadendawa for 19 and a half years, learning their customs, their way of life, their philosophy, their tongue, and everything he could about them. Eventually, he came in and kidnapped many members of the Dongolawi tribe who trusted him. Then he headed westward to the western port of Sudan, knowing once the Sudanese were out of Sudan, this would be a trip of no return, a one-way ticket. Going towards Darfur, then crossing the borders into Chad, then into Nigeria. This is why the Donkolawi were called niggers, which in Ashuric, Syriac, Arabic is Zinj. This is what the pale Arabs use for nigger, and is still being used today by pale Arabs as an insult. From Nigeria, they crossed to what's called Burkina and down into the Ivory Coast, along the outpost to refill on water and fuel, and where the ships transported them, crossing the Atlantic, passing right through the James River, stopping off at Norfolk, Virginia, and then traveling up the James River into Jamestown, Virginia, which is one of the major slave routes. This class of slaves were called Amirs or Amirs. The Aswanese were also brought here from North Africa, mainly the lower Egypt, Aswan. They were the Aswanese of Nuba, who lived along the Nile River. The Portuguese slave traders called them Amirs, or in Ashuric, Syriac, Arabic, Amir, which means prince, governor, lord, commander, ruler, or king. The Amirs were peaceful, unlike the first group of slaves that arrived in the New World. The word America is derived from the title Amir and Ica or Inca, which is the Inca Native American tribe. It was also the language spoken by the people of the Iberian Peninsula of Europe. The Spanish and Portuguese, Jews, fake Jews, Khazars of Khazaria, who migrated from Europe, are the ones who placed the Amirs into slavery. You too are descendants of the Amirs. You are also Nubian and the descendants of a great and mighty people. America was named after your ancestors who were brought here. They spoke Arabic. The Muslims sold their own brothers with the help of Euro, Indo-Arabs, and Moro-Arabs such as Tippa Tib. And the Sultan of Zanzibar named Bargash. Both these men were Muslims. Bargash was the Sultan of Zanzibar and son of Said, Imam of Muscat, and a great warrior who fought to keep the British out of Zanzibar in the latter part of the 1800s. Mohammed bin Zayed was one of the most famous slave traders in Zanzibar. He is known as Tippa Tib. These two Orthodox Sunni Muslim men sold black Muslims and other African tribes who spoke several dialects, including Kinyarwanda, Kirundi, Zulu, Xhosa, and the language Kiswahili into slavery. Do you understand? How can anyone say that this Holy Quran is their scripture when it speaks about them derogatorily in the third person? For example, Holy Quran 997 says, El-Arab, the desert Arabs, red Arabs, are the most ashaddu, forceful, severe, khufran, concealers of that which is the facts, and the biggest nifaqan, hypocrites, and more without the knowledge of the hudud, limits of what was sent down by the source Allah upon his Rasul, one sent Muhammad, and the source Allah is the Alim, the Knower, the Hakim, the Wise. Then in Holy Quran 37:158 it states, and they, the Meccans, Red Arabs, made a nasaban, blood relationship, family tie between him and between al-jinnatu, the jinns, Red Arabs, and joining with the devil in the flesh. And indeed, al-jinnatu, the jinns, knew they will be brought in his presence and shall be given a punishment. And finally, Holy Quran chapter 52 verses 30 through 34 states, or do they, those who have no faith, say, he Muhammad is just a sha'ir, poet, not a rabbasu. We will wait and see his raib, doubt. It will come in time. Tell them this, Muhammad, tell them this. You wait, you just wait. For indeed, I will be with you waiting for the raib or doubt in our Quran. Or, Anu speaking, or do you order them to think like this? Or are they a nation of tyrants? Or do they, the Meccans, say, he Muhammad, ta'awwalahu, has made up these speeches, the Quran? In fact, they just don't tu'minun, have any faith. So let them, desert Arabs, come forth with hadith, or their man-made hadith, mithlihi, like it, al-Quran, if they are to be sadiqeen, Zorokites, or trusted. Fluent Arabic is the sacred language of the Anunnaki and Anu, who says in Holy Tablets chapter 6, Tablet 8, verses 115 through 152, that you are Anunnaki, that you are Rabbiyun, masters, being made rulers of rulers, being given the power to pull the king off his throne, being given the power to save the unsavable, being given the power to raise the unraisable. All things are given to you in these lives. Know you that Anu Ayun watches ever so carefully for the one who buries his heart in his worlds and only rents his tongue. For I commanded that you marry unto the scriptures only. I also beseech that you show it to the deaf, read it to the blind, and have you take the dumb by the hand and guide him in his own steps. For this was the love I showed to thee. My sons, my daughters, know that the beginning of the trials of your end is at hand. I have spoken in the beginning of the galactic heavens from my throne to all the worlds, warning you of a great and dreadful day of Yahweh. For this day I have completed my words to man, revealing them in the purest of tones, the Ashuric Arabic language. Do you know of it? And by it you shall find your way home. But be aware of Shaitan and his seed, for they have fabricated, altered, and innovated to create an Arabic classically and to pervert the original Quran to what is being called Quran or Quran today. They speak a fabricated language, Arabic Fusha, and its many distorted dialects to misguide the rightly guided. Be very careful or be very watchful of the human being with a lisp tongue in the new modern Arabic and man-made called Fusha, made by devils to distort the words of El Ilo as Allah, for he is there to distort. Read it clear and know that it is from Alun Alun El, the Most High Anu. Herein does his story, history overlap, yet stories running like streams to never end. But you find yourself herein. Every son of mine, within every son of mine, and stay therein. When you speak these words, know that you speak from the heart, not from the lips. For in the day that you reveal the words of your thoughts, from your emotions, from your feelings, that day you shall be cut off from my kingdom. That day you shall be doomed to fire and brimstone, where those who rejected the prostration in the beginning of the world, know you that this scripture is facts beyond a doubt, no question. If by chance we meet again, know my name. Anu, our Creator, speaks constantly these words. Hear of Tiamat, the earth, hear of the galactic heavens. Therefore hear of the labor of the sons of the Creator. For what was given to them is the key of resurrection of man and the Anunnaki. For there are two types of beings, those here and those there. Those here can get there, but those there dread coming here. Escape the flesh and enter back into the heaven. On mortal battlefields, many of the Anunnaki have transformed themselves to spirit, slain by the sword of mortal, and raised to their throne of glory. Die in the way of the commandments. All 613 of them stand for right. Never turn your back on Allah.